have any tape, do we? I'm hearing it now.
No.
He sounds fine to me. Apparently, I don't sound good to him.
It's this scratchy.
Do you want to maybe do one ear out so you can hear me if that works?
Yeah, maybe I'll do this one.
Yeah. Are we live? And we are live. We want to welcome you to Mercer Island High School as we begin our coverage tonight of the Bellevue Wolverines and the Mercer Island Islanders here on the WIAA network, brought to you by PlayOnSports.com. With Taj Bomar, I'm Jason Schwartz, and we want to welcome you in. Apologize for some technical difficulties. Bellevue starting with the football. This is going to be a running play to gain some positive yardage. On the opening kickoff, Miles Jack took the kick back for a touchdown, but a penalty was called on the play that brought it back. So Bellevue will start with the football, and they've got it right now 3rd and 9, or make that a 3rd and 4 to go from just beyond their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, that's a key name you said there, too, Schwartz, is Miles Jack, UCLA commit, big-time player.
They run that wing T. They run it to perfection as the quarterback, Jack Meggs, gets ready to take the snap. He will give the ball off, and it's going to go to Jack. He takes it up, and he is stopped by the Mercer Island front line. Big stop for MI, and Bellevue will have to punt it away, a 3-and-out, after the penalty took away the opening kickoff for a touchdown.
And if you're Mercer Island, that's how you want to come out. You want to come out, you give up a big kick return. Obviously, the penalty brought it back, but nice stop there. Get the crowd into it. Use momentum. This is basically a playoff game tonight here, Jason.
And this is a big rivalry, too, over all sports. Bellevue, it's been pretty one-sided between the two teams over the last few years, but when these two teams match up in any sport, it's a big deal. So we're going to get the punt here as Meggs gets ready to send it away. He's the quarterback, also the punter, and that punt's going to bounce to the 50, takes a Bellevue hop, and a few of them up past the 35, and it will be down at the 32-yard line where Mercer Island's offense will take over for the first time tonight. And let's take a look at that Mercer Island offense. The starters, led by the quarterback Higgins and the running back Risley Lesko, wide receivers Petrie and Orehek, the slot wide receiver Wasihun, tight end Buckland, and the offensive line led by the center Alex Emanuels, O'Connell the right guard, Kimball the right tackle, Juno Wild the left guard, and Pine is the left tackle. Mercer Island in the black tops with the maroon pants, and the Bellevue Wolverines looking a lot like the Michigan Wolverines in the white uniforms with those Michigan helmets.
Yeah, look for Mercer Island to come out in this spread offense. No huddle at certain times, kind of a Oregon quick tempo pace, but we'll see what they do with a lot of injuries tonight, though.
Out of the shotgun with two backs with him. Higgins takes the snap, but there's going to be a whistle to blow the play dead. Flags on the play, and it looks like it's going to bring Mercer Island back. So we talked with Coach Otaga before the game, and Otaga was talking about the keys to tonight's game, and penalties and turnovers are something that Mercer Island cannot afford if they're going to beat Bellevue here tonight.
Right, you're exactly right. If you're trying to be the number one rated team in the state and a top 5 team in the nation, you got to play mistake-free football if you want to come out with a big upset.
So it's going to be 1st and 15 from the 27. Handoff goes to Risley Lesko, and Lesko moving it forward will gain a couple yards on the play, taken down at the 28-yard line, so really just a gain of 1, and it will be 2nd and 14. Lesko is the obvious choice to move the ball for Mercer Island, but you know Bellevue's going to be ready for him. 3 wide, here's the snap, Higgins rolling, he's got pressure, looking for something, he's just going to go down with a football at the 20, a sack for Bellevue, and that's going to bring up 3rd and very long.
Yeah, great pressure there by number 72, Nick Santa for Bellevue. Nice job of containing Higgins there, the quarterback for Mercer Island, and a great rally by the front four for Bellevue.
So 3rd and 22 from the 20-yard line, and for Mercer Island, this is a tough position to be in. They are backed up at their own 20, and they need to win the field position battle to stay in this game. Let's see what they run. 2 backs with Higgins. He'll give it to Lesko. Lesko, stutter step inside, taken down, and that is going to gain nothing. But no surprise there to see Mercer Island stay conservative on that play, and they'll just punt it back to Bellevue.
Yeah, that's one of the things Mercer Island, when speaking to Coach Otaga, was, they want to keep the offense simple. A lot of injuries up front, in the backfield, receiver. So they don't want to do anything to beat themselves. So they want to try to keep it simple, but it's still at the same time, generate some offense. But it's going to be a tough night offensively for Mercer Island to get the running game going with the number 1 defense on the field in Bellevue.
Eric Peterson on to punt it away, and back deep at the 43-yard line, Scott Whiting. Punt is up. It's going to land in Mercer Island territory. It'll bounce across the 50, and a good hop for Mercer Island as it goes inside the 40, finally down at the 39-yard line, and that is where this Bellevue offense will start. Let's give you the starters for them, led by the quarterback, Jack Meggs. John Wynn is the running back, along with Dakota Jones, Scott Whiting, and Buda Baker out there as well. Nathan DeRuyter, the tight end, Henry Roberts, Reed Hartman, Cole Landis, Chris Medzigian, and Nick Santa on the offensive line. Mercer Island Band, one of the best in the state, playing tunes here tonight on senior night as they give the ball up, and it's going to be stopped just past the 40-yard line, a gain of 2, and on the run on that play is John Wynn, the senior running back who touches the ball for the first time tonight.
Yeah, and Wynn's a very, very deadly player for Bellevue. People always think about Miles Jack, Buda Baker, but this guy Wynn, when he gets the ball, he goes the distance 9 out of 10. So that's a very key stop for Mercer Island, trying to stop that initial dive play in this wing T.
Mercer Island's front line on the defensive side has come up very big early here in the game. Eggs under center, and he will fake the handoff to Wynn. He'll give it off now to Dakota Jones, who is stopped just past the 45. So it's going to bring up 3rd down, but it'll be 3rd down and short to go as Bellevue is in prime position to pick up their first down. It's 3rd and 2 from the 47-yard line, and let's see what Mercer Island's defense can bring here.
Yeah, and the key is, do you want to bring pressure here and try to bring the challenge to Bellevue, or sit back and try to react to what Bellevue does? I think you got to go attack here.
No score almost halfway through the first quarter. Meggs takes the snap. He will give the ball off to Wynn, and Wynn is going to be stopped in the backfield, and that's going to bring up 4th down. What a big stop by Mercer Island. And that front line on the defense is not having any trouble at all with Bellevue's wing T.
Yeah, anytime you want to stop the run, Jason, you got to get penetration by that front four. Great job by number 84 for Mercer Island there.
And Bellevue's going to go for it here. It's 4th and 1 from the 48. They have to move it just a yard. Meggs takes the snap. Mercer Island up front. And there goes Wynn. He's going to pick up enough for the first down across the 50 and almost to the 45-yard line. So Bellevue goes for it. They get it. Mercer Island with a big stop on 3rd down, but it's tough to stop them if Bellevue's going to try to go all 4 downs.
Yeah, it looks like one slight alteration Bellevue did on their 9 times out of 10. They'll run that dive right off the center's butt in that 0 hole. This time they went off tackle a little bit, so gave a different angle for John Wynn to go.
1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Bellevue moving from left to right. No score here in the game as Meggs gets ready to take the snap. Wynn behind him, and Wynn they're going to fake the snap to him. They give it to Dakota Jones, and Dakota Jones up for just a gain of 1 on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and so far for Mercer Island, I mean, they've been pretty good with their keys, reading the guards, pulling where the backs are going. But, you got to be careful and make sure you don't get those safeties up too tight and give up outside leverage, and you see Bellevue go around the end for a 40, 50-yard touchdown run.
There was a pretty steady mist following here before the game, but it's seemed to leave us, at least for the time being. We've got dry conditions here at Mercer Island. Here's the handoff. That's going to go off to Max Richmond, and there's a fumble. Who's got it? Mercer Island sideline says they do, and they have it. Big turnover as Mercer Island gets the ball back, and it's Max Richmond, the junior running back, who coughs it up.
Yeah, just listen to the crowd. You would have known who recovered that fumble there, Jason. Nice job by the Mercer Island defense getting another stop there. 2 back-to-back series. You get a turnover. Great job by the Islanders there.
So 4:59 to play first quarter, and Mercer Island with some inspired play here early on, especially on the defensive end. And Coach Ogata said they have to keep this a low-scoring game. They need to control the football. They have a chance to do it here. Higgins takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Lisco. They give it off to Zach Buckland, the tight end, and Buckland with some positive yards as he gets up for a gain of 2, maybe 3 at the most on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7 from their own 44-yard line.
Yeah, that's another guy to watch out, too, from Mercer Island. Zach Buckland, big tight end. This time you saw him running the ball there. He's a guy that's in the top of the KingCo in receiving yards, almost pretty close.
Hurt them.
Yeah, you know what's interesting, too, Jason, is Bellevue. They're not very far behind them. I think they come into this game with about 44, 45 penalties, but they have such great talent that they usually can overcome the penalties.
Back to pass Higgins. Throws a screen pass to the near side. Incomplete. Pass intended for Lesko. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 13 from their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, pretty much right there. Mercer Island trying to get their best guy, a speedster, Lesko, out on the edge in open field and make one of the Bellevue secondary guys make an open field tackle on him. Just an inaccurate throw there.
So 4 minutes and 14 seconds to play first quarter. Great to have you with us here from Mercer Island High School. No score. Big rivalry game, Bellevue and Mercer Island. Higgins, the snap, gives it off to Lesko. He goes up the middle, has good yardage on the play, almost to the 50-yard line, but it'll be taken down short of the first down. And Mercer Island, they're not going to mess around here. They're going to come out, bring out the punting unit, and see if they can't drop Bellevue back deep in their own territory.
Yeah, and why not? Your defense has done very well the first 2 series. Go ahead and try to pin Bellevue in their own territory and make them put together a drive rather than give them easy field position for a chance for a possible 6 points. Playing chess here.
So back out to punt, Eric Peterson. And we were talking about it on the Mercer Island sideline before the game, that this really is a playoff game for Mercer Island. They win, there's a good chance they'll be in. They lose, they won't be in at all. Punt almost blocked. It's going to bounce past the 20. Look at that Mercer Island bounce all the way down to the 11-yard line. And Mercer Island sideline pumped about that as they pin Bellevue deep with 3 minutes and 22 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and get back to your point of this being a playoff game, essentially, for Mercer Island. And you're right, because they have to win this game and also have WIAA, who beat Mercer Island a few weeks back for that 3rd and final KingCo spot into the playoffs. So they have to win tonight versus Bellevue, a monumental upset if they can pull that off. Also have WIAA lose to Interlake, which Interlake is one of the bottom teams in the KingCo. So you got to kind of have a 2-for-1 here if you're Mercer Island. And first it starts right here with Bellevue.
So 1st and 10 from the 11. Meggs will take the snap. Here is Jack running the football. Has some room. Past the 30. One man to beat. Past the 50. And he is gone. All the way to the end zone. Miles Jack, the UCLA commit, in for a touchdown. And are we checking the field here? I don't see any flags. So that's going to put the first points up on the board. Bellevue up 6-0. And that's actually Buda Baker, not Miles Jack. Jack number 21. So Buda Baker takes that one to the house, 89-yard touchdown run. And Baker now putting Bellevue on the board, and here comes the extra point try. That was a back-breaking run for the Mercer Island defense as now the rain, or the mist, begins to fall here in Mercer Island.
Yeah, Buda Baker, he's one of the top juniors in the state, and you can see when he gets the ball in his hands, he can take it the distance, no problem.
Extra point is up, and it is good. So Bellevue with a 7-0 lead. Buda Baker, once he got to that second level, he was gone. Nobody in that Mercer Island secondary could catch up with him. And there's no surprise
they got
there.
A lot of playmakers for Bellevue. Like I said, Miles Jack, a UCLA commit, a guy I'm sure you wish you had going to USC. but he's going to UCLA across the road there. But a lot of different ways this Bellevue team can beat you, Jason. John Wynn at the fullback spot, Baker, Miles, even have Richmond. They have some very good role players as well. So this team is stacked, and as you just saw right there, when they get the balls in their hand, you know, they can take it to the house, no problem.
So Bellevue brings the kickoff team out for the first time tonight, and Mercer Island will get set to return. For Mercer Island, this is a team that has been decimated by injuries this year. Coach Ogata telling us that of the 50 players they had on the roster to start the season, 20 of them have missed 3 games or more. They've got guys playing out here without backups.
Right, and that's huge, especially when it comes to the sport of football. Football is about depth. If you're going to have a good team for years and years, or even have a good year, I mean, look at Bellevue. They have some nice depth, you know, in their number ones and number twos. So when you have 20 guys out missing 3 or more games, that's really going to decimate your team.
Number 41, that's Cody Gibson to kick the ball away. And it's going to be taken by Lesko, who's going to let it bounce out of bounds. And there's going to be a flag, a legal procedure called against Bellevue here. Will set up Mercer Island with some pretty solid field position as they come out for their 3rd drive of the game.
Yeah, and obviously for Mercer Island to really get something going, they got to get the ball to Lesko, and I think they also have to work in the tight end, number 84, Zach Buckland. Those are 2 of their top statistical guys. So if you're going to have a chance, you make sure you get the ball into their hands and see what they can do for you.
Head coach Brett Ogata in his 4th year as the head coach at Mercer Island, and tonight is senior night. So for him, first time he has sent seniors off that he's had for all 4 years since they came to this program. And he took over a team back 4 years ago that was coming off a 2-8 season. So he's done a great job here. But again, the injuries have really led to some bad luck this season. Higgins going to give the ball off to Lesko. No, he fakes it, tries to run it himself. He will be taken down in the backfield. Michael Carlson, the defensive back, coming in to wrap up Higgins from behind. Gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and if you saw the Bellevue defenders, they had 3 guys that went directly for Lesko. So Bellevue knows, hey, if we're going to set down this Mercer Island offense, we stop number 6 first, Lesko, and they had 3 guys going right towards him there.
Rain continuing to fall. Again, more of a light mist here. Higgins, the snap. He fakes it to Lesko again, looking to throw. He will dump it off, complete to Buckland, and Buckland will be taken down just past the 40-yard line. And a nice gain on that play of about 4 or 5 yards. Zach Buckland, the senior tight end, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 3 from the 42-yard line.
Yeah, and trying to use a little bit of the play action out of the shotgun spread formation and maybe suck those backers and slow that rush down for Miles Jack in this front 4 of Bellevue, and maybe dump it off on bootlegs to your tight end and see what he can pick up. Like I said, control the clock, manage the chains, keep the ball moving.
And we've got whistles, and a timeout's going to be called. Mercer Island will take a timeout here with 1 minute and 59 seconds remaining. 7-0 to score. Bellevue on top. And give us a second to talk about this Mercer Island offense, a team that, as far as identity is concerned, they've had games this year where they've thrown the ball very well. They've had games where they've ran the ball very well. Rare to see them do both very well in the same game this season.
Right, and like I said, if you went up to the number 1 team, you're going to have to put it all together. I know they're down with some injuries, but hey, either win or go home, pretty much is what the motto is tonight. Senior night, so I'm pretty sure the seniors are pumped up, but yeah, they have to put together a complete game, offense, defense, special teams, to come out with a big win here.
And as far as Bellevue is concerned, with their head coach, Butch Goncharoff, this is a team that they are going to run the ball mostly, but Coach Ogata told us that you really need to watch for their passing game too, because they can be very efficient through the air when they decide to throw it.
Yeah, and the reason Coach Otaga said that was because Jack Meggs, he completes about 74% of his passes, so he's very efficient when they do throw the ball.
Here's 3rd and 3. Higgins, quick throw to Buckland, and he catches it past the 48 to the 49, and enough for a 1st down. Big throw on a quick slant over the middle to the tight end, and Mercer Island doing just what they need to do, moving the ball down the field. They have a 1st down.
Yeah, that was a great catch by Buckland and a pretty good throw by Higgins. Tight coverage, 2 defenders, and it was a low pass, so nice hands by Buckland.
Here's Lesko. looking for the outside. He's going to get wrapped up in the backfield. Big tackle. There's Carlson coming on again. He was joined in the backfield by Mustafa Branch, the linebacker. And they take Lesko down for a loss on the play.
Yeah, whenever you're playing against a team like Bellevue, a lot of talent, a lot of speed all over the field, you don't want to go east and west too much. You want to get that ball, maybe make one move and get north and south, get upfield.
You saw Lesko tried to cut it back over the middle there, but there was just no room at all. It's almost better there to just dive forward, take no gain, than
right.
be wrapped up in the backfield. It's now 2nd and 15. Here's the snap. Fake to Lesko. Higgins taking it himself on the right side. Looks like he got back near the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and over 10 yards to go. Under a minute to play now in the first quarter. Bellevue winning 7-0. 50 seconds left to play here in the first period.
Yeah, so far, Mercer Island, like I said, playing pretty conservative. That was part of the game plan. But at some point, we'll see if they keep doing these read options and zone plays and bootlegs. But they're going to have to take a shot down the field at some point.
Well, they might be trying to lull this Bellevue defense to sleep. And I'm sure Bellevue will be ready for that shot down the field. Higgins with pressure, dumps it off. He's got Lesko on a screen. Lesko trying to make a man miss on the far side. He'll be taken down, and that'll bring up 4th down. And that will also probably bring us to the end of the first quarter as the clock ticks down from 15 seconds remaining. So they're a conservative play call, but at the same time a smart play call. Ogata told us they are going to be conservative with the football. They're not going to see many trick plays because they cannot let Bellevue's athletes beat them on the defensive side.
Yeah, and I said this last week calling the game versus Skyline when they were playing Issaquah. You know, make Bellevue earn their points. Don't give them any easy points.
So we've got the end of the first quarter here as Mercer Island gets ready to send a punt away. Working to step aside. Bellevue 7, Mercer Island nothing. The score after 1 quarter here in Mercer Island. You're watching Friday Night Football on the WIAA network by PlayOnSports.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to Mercer Island. We start the second quarter with Bellevue leading 7-0 here. Final regular season game of 2012 as these teams getting ready for the playoffs. Well, Bellevue certainly getting ready for the playoffs. Mercer Island has to win just to have a chance to get into the postseason. Welcome back with Taj Bomar. I'm Jason Schwartz. So far for Mercer Island, so good here in this game, down 7-0. But I think if you told them they'd be down just 7-0, they'd take that as we see a punt here. And that punt, some good hang time, and it will bounce back near the 30-yard line. Will be down right on the 30-yard line, and that's where Bellevue will start on their next possession and their first possession of the second quarter. Hey fans, do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. The quarterback, Meggs, comes out to lead his offense. Meggs here going to go out of the shotgun. First time we're seeing that tonight. The lefty throws a screen pass, and it's too high, incomplete. Intended for Dakota Jones, and he left Jones out to dry, and Jones took a big hit on that play from Matt Orheck. The first time we've called his name tonight, the safety for Mercer Island. Or heck, actually, usually a safety because of the injuries. He has to play linebacker tonight. Did a good job there.
Yeah, he's going to be all over the field for him on defense, like I said, because of the injuries. But that was a nice read there, jumping on that wide receiver screen there.
Eggs out of the shotgun again, this time with an empty backfield. 5 wide, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Looking to throw. Now he has to scramble. He has some room to run. Past the 30. Nice block. And he's going to get around that block past the 40-yard line. And a first down for Bellevue. A broken play turns into a first down because of the shiftiness of the quarterback, Meggs.
Yeah, and Meggs, like I said, he's not your prototypical kind of quarterback, the guy you're going to see, throw for 1,000 yards. But like I said, he's very efficient, very high completion percentage, has the second highest QB rating in the league, I think at about 262 or so. Doesn't throw a lot of passes, but when he throws, he usually completes them, and you can see he has the mobility to make plays when the play breaks down.
Big block on that play from Dakota Jones, who is able to free Meggs out of the backfield. Here's the snap, and the ball will be given off. Look at that room for Max Richmond. Past the 30 to the 20, the 10, and he is gone in the end zone. Touchdown, Bellevue.
Yeah, one of the keys to the game, you got to make sure you tackle well if you're Mercer Island, and that was a one-on-one situation right there on the hash in the alley, and Mercer Island just comes up short there on the tackle.
A 58-yard run for Max Richmond. We saw an 89-yard run from Buda Baker to get Bellevue on the board first, and now Richmond gets free, and he was gone past the 50-yard line. There was no one near him.
Yeah, that's the thing with Bellevue. They average about 51 points per game. So, like I said, that first quarter was 7-0, but you saw the way they scored on that first touchdown run by Buda Baker. A nice long run, and now you just saw another big, huge gain given up here. So they can score quick for Bellevue.
So here comes the extra point try. The brief wait here as we see the referee chat with Meggs, who will get ready to hold this extra point try. And the Mercer Island crowd, a big one out there, they have gone quiet. Interesting, the layout here, there's only stands on one side of the field. So you've got the Bellevue and Mercer Island fans all together, one big party across the field from us, and then that huge Mercer Island band. Extra point up, and it is good. So 14-0. Bellevue leads here in the second quarter with 11 minutes and 8 seconds left. And we saw Mercer Island, really we've seen Mercer Island's defense do a good job against Bellevue with the exception of 2 plays.
Right. 2
big running plays, and that's what Bellevue can do. And that speed really is incredible to see, both from Richmond there and then from Buda Baker the time before.
Yeah, and that's that big gap between the talent of Mercer Island and the talent of Bellevue. Like I said, if you were to, say, hey, I'm going to put down a wager on Mercer Island that they won't be down by more than 28 points in the second quarter, well, they're only down 14, but like I said, those 2 big plays really hurt you, and it really can demoralize your team. Like you said, the crowd was into it when we first started. They're pretty much quiet, and that's what Bellevue do to you. You come out pumped up, but you got to play every play like it's your last, trying to stop these guys in that wing T.
Bellevue and Mercer Island, a 3A matchup here in the state of Washington, but Bellevue, despite being a 3A team, ranked as the number 1 team in the state, just ahead of Skyline, a 4A team, and the 2 teams matched up last year with Bellevue finishing on top. Bellevue has put themselves into the national conversation for best team in the country.
Yeah, and I think when I, was doing the research here, I'm pretty sure I saw one of the publications, Max Preps, had them at number 5. So, they're moving very quickly up the rankings. Like I said, they beat one of the better teams in the nation from Texas, Ulysses, Texas, and Trinity beat those guys in overtime in the first game of the season.
Trinity Trojans came over, and they played at Seattle Memorial Stadium. Bellevue getting a close win. Kick taken by Lesko. Lesko looking for room, running east-west, and he's going to be taken down inside the 10-yard line. That's a great kickoff, and then great coverage by Bellevue as they got down there. Lesko didn't have a chance.
Yeah, and that kind of, that kick coverage there by Bellevue brings me back to my college days. I had a UW coach, special teams, Scott Pallure. He would always say, hey, if you're in the kick coverage team, I don't want a bunch of Johnny Velcros. And right there, nobody was blocking for Mercer Island, and Bellevue just was like a big wave and just came and gobbled up Lesko there.
My partner, Taj Bomar here. For those who don't know, a 4-year defensive player at the University of Washington, a linebacker. And we were talking about the head coaches that you had the chance to play under, the revolving door of head coaches while you were there.
Oh, yeah.
Recruited by Neuheisel, and by the time you left, it was Willingham, and there was one in between. Snap back to Higgins. Higgins gives it off to Lesko, and Lesko with nothing doing there. Going to be taken down. It'll be second down, maybe gain of 2 on the play. Now they're going to give him a loss, 2nd and 12, back at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, this is a really dangerous spot for Mercer Island. You're backed up here inside the 10 against the #1 defense. Heck, you can argue in the state, but for sure in the KingCo conference here. So, like I said, don't turn the ball over here. Try to just get some yards to create some space for yourself.
Another handoff to Lesko. Again, nothing much on that play, as Bellevue's defensive front is there to take him down. Now, you went to Kentwood High School.
Correct.
And when you were there, that was when Bellevue was really starting to really emerge as a dynasty and a great team here in the state of Washington. What do you remember about Bellevue when you were playing?
Oh, well, the first thing is, if you're playing defense, me being a linebacker, how are you going to stop this wing T? You got to read your keys. But like I said, they've won 9 of the past 11 3A championships here in the state of Washington. So, a lot of respect for the Bellevue program.
Pass over the middle, complete to Buckland, taken down at the 30, just inside that 30. What a toss. Tight spiral from Higgins, gets it out to Buckland, and a gain of 23 yards on the play. First down, and for Higgins to make that kind of throw just inside and under the shadow of his own end zone against this Bellevue team, that's impressive. Nobody in the backfield with him. He's got time to throw. Now he scrambles. He's going to run with it past the 30 to the 35. He slides down. Good run from Higgins. Had a lot of time to throw. Didn't see anything downfield, so he tucked it away and ran with it.
Yeah, that was a great job by the Mercer Island up front. Juno Wild, Emmanuel's a guy that's going to Cornell. Very smart guy. So good protection, just nothing downfield.
Back to throw again. Throws to the far side. Complete to Lesko across the 40 and pushed out of bounds. But there's a good gain on that play. It's going to be another first down for Mercer Island. And all of a sudden, they've gone with the empty backfield and the spread offense. And Higgins, they're letting him throw the ball a little bit, and he's doing a very nice job. They go for the no huddle, 5 wide. Higgins the snap, has time to throw again, throws to Lesko again, and this time he's going to get knocked out of bounds. A loss of a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, not very much there when you have Ruben Moala and Michael Carson coming downhill right at you.
Bellevue defense trying to figure out how to stop Higgins as he drops back to throw again, and this screen pass incomplete, too high to Lesko.
Yeah.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and 11, 9 minutes, 5 seconds to play second quarter. Bellevue 14, Mercer Island nothing.
Yeah, Mercer Island, they've had success throwing to their tight end Buckland, so we'll see if they find some kind of route combination to get him the ball. And now he looked like he's going to be split out wide here.
That last play, definitely a designed screen pass, but I think Higgins had a lot more time than he originally thought he'd have. Bellevue just rushing 4. Higgins with time. Now he's going to be hit and sacked. He is taken down in the backfield, and that's going to bring up 4th down. The sack, Mustafa Branch coming in to take him down. And that will bring up 4th down and long, and here comes the punting unit. So it worked for 2 first downs, and then Bellevue seemed to figure it out, and I think Mercer Island also shot themselves in the foot with a couple of those screen passes there when Higgins had more time to throw downfield.
Yeah, and that time, so you got to be aware of the situation. 3rd down there, so you know Bellevue's going to come after you. Got to have a quicker time clock there if you're Higgins.
Punt is off. A line drive kick almost blocked, and this isn't going to do much at all for Mercer Island. It will be down at the 44-yard line, and that's that, as Bellevue will start with very good field position at their own 44.
Yeah, that punt by Peterson was really effective. A nice punt rush there. He had to get that ball off quick and pretty much gave a line drive there.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here. Lots of shuffling going on as we see 4 men go in motion for Bellevue. Eggs from the shotgun. Here's a handoff. Across the 50-yard line, past the 50 to the 48 is Wynn. Good gain on the play, gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Boy, and I'll tell you right here, folks, Wynn, number 20, he might be small in stature, but pound for pound, he's one of the toughest guys on this Bellevue team. And we can hear that pop from him lowering his shoulder up here in the booth.
So a 2nd down and 2. Mercer Island trying to eliminate the big play. They're still in this game. It's only 14-0 here, almost halfway through the 2nd quarter. Meggs gives it to Wynn again. He almost slips in the backfield, able to stay up. Now trying the far side. He's going to be dragged down at the 50-yard line, and it's going to be a gain or a loss of 2 on the play, excuse me. Wynn did a nice job just to stay on his feet, but going east-west, Mercer Island able to track him down.
Yeah, that was a good job of keeping outside contained, not getting sucked in by the lateral movement by Mercer Island. Good job on outside containment there.
So to bring up a 3rd down and 4 from right on the 50-yard line.
And this could be a spot where you see Bellevue take a chance to maybe throw the ball here. They have a nice tight end as well in Constantine, a UW commit.
Meggs back under center. 2 men in the backfield. And whistles. No flags, though. Do we have a timeout? Officials chatting. But again, I did not see a flag thrown.
Yeah, not quite sure what the stoppage in play was here, Jason.
The head official is going to come over and chat with the line judge here. Quick couple of words. Let's see if we get the call. Nope, that's it. So it looked like an officiating problem. And Bellevue is going to come back to the line, 3rd and 4. So they don't lose any yards on the play. There's no penalty. They just get a chance to come back to the line. 3rd and 4 from the 50. Mercer Island fans making some noise. Here's the handoff to Wynn, and Wynn's going to pick up the 1st down as he gains 6, maybe 7 yards up to the 43-yard line into Mercer Island territory. Big run. And you mentioned you thought they might throw the ball there. Well, Mercer Island might have thought the same thing, but Bellevue came back with the same old, giving the ball to Wynn, and he pounds it up the middle.
Yeah, when you have a rushing attack as deadly as Bellevue, I mean, hey, sometimes you can play a chess match, maybe toss the ball, throw the ball around, but hey, if you're good at running the ball, do what you do well.
1st and 10 is the snap. Meggs back to throw, looking deep downfield, and he overthrows his man. He was looking for Max Richmond down the middle, and if that pass is just a foot or 2 shorter, he's got Richmond for a very good gain. I don't know if Richmond would have been able to take that into the end zone.
Yeah, and usually Meggs said when Meggs throws it, you know, he doesn't throw it very often on a per-game basis, maybe about 4 to 5 times a game. He usually will complete about 3 to 4 passes. He had a guy underneath there on a crossing route, Nick Gilardi, but he actually went for the big play threat there and just overthrew the receiver.
They went after the 2 deep men in this Mercer Island defense, Justin Roram and Patrick Nielsen. Run not getting much as they give the ball off to Wynn this time, and Wynn takes it up to the 35-yard line. So at 36, they'll spot it. So good gain actually on that play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. This is 4-down territory, though. We saw Bellevue go for it on 4th down in a similar position earlier in the game. So if Mercer Island gets a stop here, they'll probably have to stop him again to get the ball back. Meggs ready to take the snap. Gives it off. And a fumble! On it is Mercer Island. That's Patrick Nielsen to recover. 2nd fumble of the game. And Wynn was the one who coughed it up.
Yeah, that's something this wing T offense doesn't do for Bellevue, is turn the ball over. I wasn't quite able to see who got their hand there on the ball carrier. Wynn popped that ball out, but hey, nice recovery. Way to get the ball back for your offense. Now let's see if you can get something going. See if you can get this crowd back in the game. Get some momentum back on your side.
Mercer Island looking like the scrappy team here tonight that's just going to stick around and be a pest for Bellevue. And again, with the score just 14-0, Mercer Island, with 5:45 to play in this 2nd quarter, is very much alive and well in this football game.
Yeah, this is pretty much desperation mode for Mercer Island. Like I said, if they win, they have a chance to make the playoffs. But you got to go all out here to have that chance come possible.
Looks like some confusion for Mercer Island. Higgins wasn't sure if he should call a timeout or not, and the call finally came from the sideline. So Mercer Island has to take its second timeout of the game. But better to be sure than to run a play and either lose a big chunk of yards or, at worst thing that could happen, is turn the ball over.
Yeah, and I'd be interested to see here, Jason, if when we've seen Mercer Island be successful, somewhat move the ball, they've been doing the no-huddle, kind of quick tempo. So, you know, closing in towards halftime here, I would like to see them go kind of more back to that, maybe keep Bellevue on their heels more, maybe bring the challenge, you know, to Bellevue rather than kind of let Bellevue come after you. So, you know, it'd be interesting to see if they come out in that no-huddle spread attack here.
In thinking about what Mercer Island's done offensively so far in the game, the two plays that stand out to me the most were those two throws over the middle to Buckland, where they spread out the Bellevue defense a little bit and then went on those tight, nice passes to Buckland over the middle. Two very good plays, and I think so far we're seeing Mercer Island most successful through the air when they throw it down the field. Higgins to take the snap, and Higgins fakes the handoff, taking it himself, not much, as he brings it past the 25. Gains maybe half a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, nice job there by 54, Shane Bowman of Bellevue. Nice job of anchoring down that defensive end spot and wrapping up Higgins there.
We have had a mist here on and off tonight. Looks like the mist has let up. Nice cold breeze, though, here in Mercer Island, as Higgins fakes the handoff, throws to Buckland on a screen. Blocker in front of him. He's got room past the 40, and a first down for Mercer Island. A nice play and another good pass to Buckland. And the big block on that play for Alex Prince, the offensive lineman, a senior, was able to spring Buckland for the first down.
Yeah, that was a nice play call there, Mercer Island. Number 5, Dakota Jones, came on a corner blitz. He threw the screen right behind him. But nice tackle by Buda Baker to slow down Buckland.
1st and 10 for the 41. Here's a screen pass out to the far side, and taken down immediately is Devlin Conway. In the backfield for the tackle, Max Richmond and Buda Baker there together.
He was tackled by Miles Jack.
Miles Jack also coming in for the tackle on the play. Haven't called his name much tonight. Higgins, the snap, looking near side, throws far side, complete, and taken down on the play. Good gain, Stephen Petrie, the wideout, bringing the ball up to the 44-yard line. So it'll bring up a third down now and 7 to go. Big play here, 4 minutes, 5 seconds to play in the second quarter. 14-0 Bellevue, the number 1 team in the state, on the road against their rival, the Mercer Island Islanders. Higgins with one man in the backfield, snaps, looking down the field to throw, steps up, and he is going to be wrapped up. He gets out of the tackle over to the 50 and close to a first down. Mercer Island sideline wants it. Let's check on the spot. What a play by Higgins. He was wrapped up in the backfield and able to get out of it. And now they're checking out the spot, and they may have to measure here, and they're going to.
Yeah, wasn't sure if it looked like they possibly had a wide receiver screen to the right side here, closest to the camera. But that could also have been a quarterback draw, because that play broke down pretty quick. But, hey, great play by Higgins using your legs. And looks like he got a pretty favorable spot by the refs here on that run.
From our vantage point, it looks like he might be just short, but let's see. They stretch the chains out, and he got it, I think, by the nose of the football. He did. First down, Mercer Island. What a run by Higgins.
Yeah, and keep the chains moving. So that was key first down conversion there to keep the chains moving and possibly help your offense get some points on the board here going in towards the half.
Brian Higgins, 6'1", 195 pounds, a senior, leading this Mercer Island offense tonight and doing a nice job. They have not turned the ball over tonight. Nobody in the backfield. Higgins looking to throw, is pressured, Looking downfield, throws downfield, and it will go out of bounds.
Yeah, good decision by Higgins. He tried to wait. He had decent protection. He's actually had pretty good protection tonight by his front line, but even a better decision there. Nothing's open. Don't give the ball back to Bellevue. Just throw it out, live to play another down here.
Smart play by Higgins there. He's just throwing that ball away. The way the Bellevue defensive back on the near side was setting up for it, looked like he thought he had a chance to maybe pick it off. 2nd and 10 from the Bellevue 49-yard line. Here's the snap. Fake handoff. Pressure in the backfield. Screen pass off to Buckland. Incomplete as it bounces on the turf. And it's almost beneficial for Mercer Island to have that incomplete because it would have lost 2 yards had it been a completion.
Yeah, that was good pressure. Bellevue brought another blitz there. Defensive coordinator Matt Coombs bringing pressure there from Carlson from that safety spot and made Higgins get rid of that ball a lot quicker than he wanted to.
Carlson forcing Higgins to roll out. Looked like Higgins might have dropped back a little too far on the play. Here's another fake handoff. Higgins rolls out, throws to Buckland over the middle, complete, first down. Higgins to Buckland again. And we look at the 4 big plays for Mercer Island. 2 on the last drive, completions to Buckland, 2 on this drive. Higgins and Buckland finding each other very often tonight and doing a great job. 1st and 10. Higgins back to throw again. Again has pressure. Rolling out and will throw it out of bounds.
Yeah, very impressed so far with Buckland. Like I said, the stat, he's living up to his stats that he's put up so far this season. But again, nothing open there. Pretty good coverage by Bellevue. Good decision by Higgins. Throw the ball away.
Oh, that's what we were told. Watch out for Buckland. And he's living up to the hype so far tonight.
Yeah, and Higgins himself, you know, he's number 1 in the league in passing yards. You know, coming into this ball game with about 1,570 yards. So he can toss the rock around, and he goes for about 11 touchdowns, 2 on the year. So he can pass the ball for Mercer Island.
Empty backfield, more pressure, dumps it off, complete, but nothing doing there to Matt Orhack, who stopped at the 35-yard line. And they just stopped his forward progress, never even took him down. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, and then another situation here, if you're Higgins, remember what happened earlier on this drive? Maybe that was last series. Excuse my memory here, but remember, Bellevue's going to come after you here. So, you know, make a good play call here if you're Mercer Island, and if you're Higgins, have a time clock in your head.
Higgins to pass, over the middle, complete, past the 30-yard line to the 28, pass to Caleb Wasioun, and it will be short of a first down, but Mercer Island in a position here where they get a nice chunk of yardage, and they might be able to go for it now. It's 4th and 5, and they're keeping the offense out on the field. Why not at the 28-yard line?
And that play call may have been a good indication that they were going to go for it on 4th down, getting the ball on a quick slant there. So just trying to pick up some yardage to make this more of a manageable 4th down situation.
So Higgins will line up out of the shotgun with Conway in the backfield. Buckland, the tight end, on the line. 2 wide on the far side, 1 on the near side, and we have got a timeout. Mercer Island, they're going to take their final timeout of this first half. And not a bad call here to come up with a timeout. This is a big play, 4th and 5. Not only do you continue the drive if you're Mercer Island, but you put yourselves in a position where you might not have to give the ball back to Bellevue at all here in this first half.
Right, and that's one of the keys. Ball control, move the chains, you know, have that time of possession be in your favor. Anytime you can keep the ball out of this Bellevue's offensive hands, hey, that's a win for you. And keep points off the board, that's a win. This has actually been Mercer Island's best drive this game. So obviously you have a 4th down here, but they've done a nice job of moving down the field here to put themselves in position to possibly score.
We'd like to remind you that Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Mercer Island with the ball. They've never had it this deep into Bellevue territory at the 28, big 4th and 5. Here's the snap. Higgins rolls to his right, throws complete on the sideline inside the 20, and he got Orehek. What a toss.
Yeah, Matt Orehek, we said he's going to be a guy you're going to see all over the field making plays for Mercer Island. Big fourth down conversion. Good catch there on the sidelines.
Fantastic throw from Higgins, rolling out, off-balance throw. 1st and 10, clock running, 1:42 to play. Higgins running it himself, past the 15, and will be taken down out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So clock will stop here as Higgins gets it out of bounds. Where are they spotting the ball here? It doesn't look like a very favorable spot. They're putting it at the 16.
Yeah, good job of mixing it up there, not giving it to Lesko, keeping the ball in Higgins' hands, and then they did a nice job of wrapping the big guard, number 55, Juno Wild there, to try to be a lead blocker. 2nd
and 9. Higgins fakes to Conway, rolling left, throws for the end zone to Buckland, overthrew him, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, I tell you what, if you're a fantasy football player, if they had it for high school, you want to go after a guy at the receiver or tight end position. You want to draft Buckland. He's getting a lot of targets tonight for Mercer Island. He's actually done pretty well, snagging in quite a few tonight.
One of the first times we've seen Higgins overthrow a man tonight. Had he brought that one in there low and a little bit harder, Buckland might have had a chance.
I think that might have been 6 points if he gets that pass down.
They fake to Conway, pressure in the backfield, dump it off to Buckland. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield, and the tackle for Darian Freeman, a loss on the play, and it'll bring up 4th down. And what does Mercer Island do here? Clock running. They're going to bring out the field goal unit.
Yeah,
4th and 11, just a little too much to go for it here.
Yeah, I think you just want to kind of, you had a nice drive. You don't want to come away empty-handed. Go ahead and possibly get your 3 points here.
And Bellevue very wisely taking a timeout, and I was wondering right at the end of that last play why Bellevue wasn't taking a timeout, because with 1:02 to go, Mercer Island was very content to just run down the clock as far as they could, kick the field goal, and then give it to Bellevue with less than a minute to play. But Bellevue, they're up only 14-0. Mercer Island has shown they can move the ball, but for the Islanders, it has to be disappointing not to come away with 6 points on this drive.
Yeah, and that's the one problem. You have a drive like that, I hate to say it, but 3 points on a drive like that is not going to help you beat a high-octane team like Bellevue. You have to come away with 6 points here, but in this case, I understand you're closing in towards halftime. Another 4th and long. You don't want to roll the dice too much and play craps here, so you got to come up with some kind of points here. So I understand the decision to go for it, but 3 points is not going to beat a team like Bellevue.
But for Mercer Island, overall, that drive and this one executed to perfection in terms of the game plan. Keeping the football, playing conservatively, playing smart with the ball. They did that very, very well. Eric Peterson on to try. This will be a 35-yard field goal from the near hash mark. Snap is good. Hold down. Kick up, and it's going to go very wide to the left. No good. And the clock stops with just over 57 seconds to play in the first half. And that kick was nowhere near being good.
Yeah, and like I said, that's the thing about, yes, you had a chance for 3 points, but at the high school level, finding a top-notch clutch kicker is very tough. And Peterson's a good kicker in his own right, but, you got a little bit of wind here. It's cold out. His first field goal attempt of the night. So, tough kick, but you got to come through with that.
So for Mercer Island, not all is lost on that drive. They did keep the ball away from Bellevue for quite a while. And now Bellevue, if they're going to score, they have to do it with 57 seconds to go in the first half. Not that that's a problem for them. Right from the shotgun, back to throw. Looking down the field, near side, throws, and he has his man. It's complete. And out of bounds to stop the clock is Scott Whiting. Good throw. And Mercer Island, the cornerback on the near side, gave Whiting a lot of room off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, a little bit too much room, but you don't want to get beat deep. You just want to keep everything in front of you. You can see right now, Mercer Island has their safeties back deep here.
Playing very conservatively, don't want to give up the big play. Here's pressure in the backfield. The throw is going to go out of bounds. Meggs just throwing the ball away. So 2nd and 10 from the 42-yard line. 46.4 seconds to play first half. Bellevue 14, Mercer Island nothing. Alongside Taj Bomar, Jason Schwartz here from Mercer Island High School. Final regular season game of the season, matching up Bellevue, they are 8-0, the number 1 team in the state against Mercer Island, 5-3 and 4-2 in conference. 2nd and 10, 3 wide on the far side. They're going to give the ball off to Wynn. He slips in the backfield, stays on his feet, taken down at the 43-yard line. And
pretty good balance there, though, by Wynn. He was sliding and slipping all over. Kept his feet for a gain of 2 there.
Timeout called. It looked like a Bellevue player maybe got hurt. Meggs, for whatever reason, after the play, you see him frantically running back towards the original spot of the ball. It does look like that player is down now, and they're going to look at him. Trainer's going to come out onto the field. I think it's Cole Landis, number 58. Trainer out to check on him.
Yeah, senior for Bellevue, 6'2", 215-pounder. Hopefully he's okay. Not sure what happened. Kind of was a pile up there on the play, but hopefully he's okay.
Well, good news is he did get up at first and then went back down. 34.1 seconds to play here in the first half as they take a look at him. Now, this field turf with the mist falling at times tonight can be very slick, very difficult to play on, and you have to worry about slipping. We saw Wynn a couple times now. He's almost slipped. He's been able to stay on his feet.
Right. Yeah, but I can tell you what, though, Jason, from back in my playing days, this field turf they have now with the rubber pellets, you know, this stuff is very nice, very soft to fall down, whereas before, back in the day, they had that old school AstroTurf. You come away with rug burns for a year. So this is a nice upgrade. It's technology does great things.
Field turf is a great new technology. And AstroTurf, not only that, was so hard, hard on the knees. Even if you didn't go down,
the joints and everything.
Playing on AstroTurf for a full season could really do harm. And then you look at the alternative. You have a grass field. Some of the nights up here, it can get wet and sloppy, and you're talking, I mean, you're just playing in the slop and mud.
You're right. You wouldn't know too much about the rain coming from Southern California, but I know exactly where you're coming from with the wet, nasty weather. As you can see, we've had some rain tonight here. Landis
being helped off of the field, so again, we hope for the best. Landis, you can see on his face, though, the pain that he is in. Really is fighting it, and he's definitely in our thoughts as we hope for the best for the senior Cole Landis. Game goes on, 3rd and 9 from the 43. When we do get the rain, though, in Southern California, we are ill-prepared. You guys are ready for it up here. Snap to Meggs, looking to pass, 3rd and 9. Pressure in the backfield, rolls out, throws, got Wynn, and he's got room past the 40, up the sideline and out of bounds. What a play, and Meggs saved that one. So we saw the pressure coming in from Zach Buckland. First time we really call his name on the defensive side. Buckland was right in the face of Meggs, who just lobbed that ball over Buckland, who leaped up trying to get a piece. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Meggs being patient, because you're right. Buckland had his hands up high trying to bat that ball away, but Meggs was patient, extended the ball out there to Wynn, and he did a great job of catching that ball with his fingertips.
28 seconds to play. Meggs throws, complete. No, Whiting dropped it. Had it in both hands. Perfect toss on the sideline, and he drops the ball. 22 seconds to play first half.
Yeah, and this is huge here for Mercer Island. You know, hold your water here and don't give up any points. Even if it's a field goal, you want to go in holding Bellevue to no points on this drive here.
To hold them to just 2 touchdowns in the first half, I think a big success for Mercer Island. Remember that highly touted game, the expectation so high. You were there. Bellevue, Mount Si, the number 2 team. And
right.
What was the score at halftime? 48-0?
Yeah, I think the score ended up being 49-10 or something along those lines. Like I said, Bellevue is a very explosive team.
They're going to give the ball off. That's Buda Baker. Tripped up, but still on his feet. Past the 30, past the 25. First down, I believe. Or it might actually be just short. Let's see where they spot it. They spot the ball at 25-yard line, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 2. Clock running. And now time will be stopped here. And there's confusion as Bellevue's pointing to the clock, and they might put more time on the clock here. Late whistle, and I was surprised. I mean, why isn't Bellevue calling a timeout quicker? Maybe they were, and the refs just didn't catch it. They're checking the clocks now.
Yeah, I think there should at least be 12 to 13 seconds on that clock, Jason, when I saw the timeout initially called by Bellevue. But it looks like the refs are congregating, talking about it, and they'll get it worked out here. But there should be a little bit more time on the clock for Bellevue to operate with.
Mercer Island's defense has played this drive perfectly. They have played conservatively. They have backed up. They have let Bellevue gain yards, knowing that there's not a lot of time left. They've really eliminated the chance for the big play, and that's exactly what they needed to do. And we're going to see a kickoff or a kick attempt here, as this one lining up as a 41-yarder. Cutler Halverson to kick it, and on to hold his Meg, so they don't give any more time on the clock. And Bellevue still has another timeout. Kind of a strange call here with 9 seconds. You feel like they could run one play. So 41-yard attempt. Hold down, kick up. Does it have the distance? No, it falls short and wide to the left. No good. 3.9 seconds left on the clock. And Bellevue comes up empty in their last drive. Interesting to kick the field goal there, Tosh. Right,
yeah, especially when your offense was moving there. But obviously, Coach Butch Guncharoff had, he believed that Coach Halverson could make that kick there, but a little bit short there to the left.
Well, with 9 seconds left, one timeout to go, there's no doubt you can run one play, try to get 5 to 10 yards, make it a shorter kick, and then try to put it up. Interesting to see them kick it there on 3rd and 2. I guess if the snap was bad, they could have gotten down with the ball and had another chance. We're going to see Mercer Island take a knee here, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first half. Bellevue with the lead, 14-0, but Mercer Island has to be very happy with their performance here at home on senior night. Mercer Island, no turnovers in the first half. Bellevue turned it over twice, and we saw MI move the ball well a couple of times, and the defense was solid with the exception of the 2 big runs. An 89-yard run for Buda Baker to make it 6-0. They kicked the extra point, and then Richmond, a 58-yard run, put Bellevue up 14-0. Thoughts going into halftime?
Well, so far, Mercer Island sticking close to the vest, not trying to do too much offensively. Play to your strength, Lesko, Buckland, moving the ball but not converting, not executing when they need to in the red zone. You're only down by 14. You're definitely still in the ball game, but you got to stop hanging your defense out there to try to hold this Bellevue offense. You're going to have to put some points up on the board if you're going to come out with a victory here on senior night.
You mentioned Lesko. Interesting to see that in the first quarter, they were going to Lesko quite a bit. You saw them get away from that in the second quarter. The offense was able to move the ball a lot better once you saw the quarterback Higgins try to go to Buckland a lot, and that good pass down to Orek. The offense certainly changed a lot from the first to the second quarter.
Yeah, it did a lot. I think, what was attributed to that was Bellevue knowing that, hey, stop Lesko first, and that's kind of the core of this offense, which in reality it is. He's a big speedster, big-time player for Mercer Island. So Bellevue went after him, taking him out, and now you've been kind of seeing Mercer Island go more towards Buckland and Higgins, try to step up and make some plays for him.
As far as Bellevue is concerned, they're a high-octane offense, a team that can score a ton of points, but they didn't really do that here in this first half. What did you see from Bellevue's offense that maybe prevented them from doing so?
Well, I think you got to give the credit to Mercer Island. They did a nice job with their front four of stopping. Like I said, whenever I watch this Bellevue team, people think you got to stop Miles Jack Buda Baker first. You got to stop number 20, John Wynn, first. And they did a good job of stopping that dive play. So I think that was very helpful. But give credit to Mercer Island. They did a good job of keeping themselves in the ball game.
And the 2 fumbles, of course, were very big. Well, a halftime treat here. Mercer Island, they take so much pride in their band. Well, this on the last game of the season, they've got this massive high school band out on the field, but they're also joined by band members from the middle schools and elementary schools here on Mercer Island. Really quite a sight to see at this stadium. So we'll take a break as we begin our halftime. 14-0 Bellevue at the half here in Mercer Island on the final weekend of the regular season. You're watching Friday Night Football on the WIAA network by PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you in one shot.
back, everybody, to Mercer Island as we get ready to start the second half of play. It's the Bellevue Wolverines, the number one team in the state of Washington, against the home team, the Mercer Island Islanders, with Taj Beaumont, Jason Schwartz here. And Taj, we got to see the Mercer Island Band in action, and that is a big, big band and very impressive. That band, I think, does some D1 school bands out there.
Yeah, it was a big time. I was really impressed. Like you said, well over 100 kids out there. And obviously, you know, the community really gets into the band here. You have the junior high schools out here playing, giving the crowd some entertainment. So the band is a very big deal here, it seems. Good turnout for the band team.
Well, a big deal also is the way Mercer Island played in that first half. And it's very rare to see a team being shut out, down 14-0 going to the second half. But that seems to be all we're talking about here, at least during the halftime period, is how well Mercer Island has been able to keep themselves in this game and within striking distance against this very talented, very explosive Bellevue team.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Bellevue's come out a little sluggish as far as this ball game, not clicking on all cylinders, but Mercer Island, you're right, give themselves a chance to do something here in the second half, but I just get this feeling you don't want to keep putting so much pressure on your defense and make them try to go toe-to-toe with this Bellevue offense series after series, so you got to get some points. When I say points, I mean touchdowns, not field goals if you're Mercer Island.
Now, Mercer Island is going to get the ball to start this second half, and Bellevue coming out, getting ready to kick the ball away as Mercer Island still in the huddle, getting ready to come out as well. So it's senior night here. Bellevue, 8-0, undefeated, looking for another undefeated season, looking to win another state championship. They've won 9 of the last 11 3A state championships. Mercer Island, meanwhile, playing for their playoff lives. They need a win tonight, and they need some help. They need to lose. We do not have score updates, but for Mercer Island, they can't focus on that. They need to get themselves psyched up for the second half, continue to do what they're doing, and we'll see if the Islanders can get back into this and pull off the upset. So Bellevue ready to kick it away. Cutler Halverson has the special teams unit out on the field, and here we go. Kick is up, and it's a good one. It's going to be taken by Alfonso Gonzalez past the 15 and taken down inside the 20. So another good play on a kickoff for Bellevue. We saw last time drop Mercer Island back inside their own 10.
Yeah, pretty good kick coverage by Bellevue. Anytime you can get your opponent to start inside the 20, the percentages go up dramatically of stopping them from scoring. Obviously, we saw Mercer Island put together a drive or two in the first half, came up short with no points, though.
Their last drive of the first half, they were impressive. They took a lot of time off the clock, brought the ball down to the Bellevue 28, but ended up having to try a field goal, and it missed. So here's Higgins with 2 men in the backfield, takes the snap, gives it off, let's go. Looking for room, doesn't have it, take it down, and it's going to be a loss of play as they drop him back near the 15-yard line.
Yeah, trying to get in the rhythm here offensively for Mercer Island. Big ball to Lesko up to guys, see what he can do. But nothing to avail there, Jason.
2nd and 10 from the 17, so Lesko able to get the ball back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, they marked it the 18. Higgins looking at the sideline for the play call. Takes the snap. Hands it off this time to Conway. Conway up ahead, and he'll gain a couple. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 from the 20-yard line.
Yeah, nice stop there by the linebacker, Nick Mulligardi there, number 45.
10:50 to play, 3rd quarter. Higgins empty backfield, takes the snap, throws, and it's almost intercepted. The pass intended for Orheck. He threw it behind him and went off his hands, and then almost intercepted by Scott Whiting.
Yeah, just off the fingertips there. I think that looked like 43 Nathan Gerard there getting in there too. He's the guy that comes into this game very high in the KingCo conference in tackle
see about the penalty. Rough shot. And a full start. And really, I'm trying to think of all the penalties we've seen tonight. I know we've seen one other false start penalty. We had the penalty on the first play on that kickoff. Bellevue took it back, which was erased. Other than that, it's been a very clean game penalty-wise. As far as turnovers are concerned, 2 fumbles for Bellevue. Mercer Island has not turned the ball over.
Yeah, in penalties and mistakes, one thing Coach Butch Custer out of Bellevue said he wanted his team to improve. We saw when they played against them outside, they had a lot of penalties. So improvement so far since the last time we've seen them play.
Whiting catches the punt at the 36-yard line. He is going to be dragged down, able to stay on his feet for the moment, finally taken down at the 36-yard line. So a lot of movement there, not much in terms of positive yardage. And Bellevue will come out with great field position. Peterson having to punt that ball away from his own 1-yard line, got it about 36 yards in the air, 26 if you're counting to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, right off the bat, Mercer Island's defense is put to the test. Bellevue with the ball inside Mercer Island territory. Let's see if Mercer Island can step up again.
So Jack Meggs, the quarterback, leads the team back out from the wing tee. Meggs under center, takes the snap, gives it to Wynn, and Wynn has room on the left side. 2 men to beat, and he is in the end zone for the touchdown. And Bellevue on the first offensive play of the second half, able to put it in the end zone. Wynn getting his first touchdown of the night.
Yeah, and I told you folks, you got to watch out for John Wynn. He's deadly. He doesn't get the ball a lot, but when he does, he makes things happen. He's very efficient when he gets the ball in his hands from that fullback position in this offense.
Well, here they come out to try the extra point. Well, how about this? With 3 Bellevue touchdowns tonight, we have an 89-yard run, a 58-yard run, and now a 36-yard run. Bellevue has not gotten the ball inside the red zone once tonight. Extra point up, and it is good. Bellevue 21, Mercer Island nothing. And this Mercer Island crowd, they were excited at the start of the second half, excited that they were still in the game. But Bellevue does a nice job to quiet them here. And I think that's the Wolverines saying, hey, no more messing around.
Right, and you just read off the scoring touchdowns there, all well over 30 yards, those runs there, and all by different guys. So it's really tough to just key on one thing with this Bellevue team. And like I said, I was really worried about Mercer Island trying to put a lot of pressure on their defense to keep them in this game. They're not the Baltimore Ravens out here like they had in their somewhat close, but just too much pressure, in my opinion, to try to slow this Bellevue offense down the whole game for 4 quarters.
Mercer Island, the coaching staff before the game, you asked him, who do you key on? With the Bellevue offense, you can't key on anybody because there's so many runners on this team that can hurt you, and we're seeing that tonight. Baker, Richmond, and Wynn all have touchdown runs. And again, as you said, all of them well over 30 yards. So Bellevue's set to kick it off. Kick is up. Good one. And it's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. At deep to receive was Alfonso Gonzalez. And Mercer Island's going to start with the ball at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, we're right here pretty close to the Bellevue sideline, folks, and you can hear them trying to pump up their defense going out here. They came out and striked very quickly here in the second half to get this 21-0 lead. So, Bellevue sometimes will, kind of put on a spur of points at any time, and so far a good start to the second half.
10 minutes, 16 seconds left here in the third quarter. 21-0 Bellevue, and Higgins, the senior quarterback, leading his team back out onto the field. Islanders looking to move the ball, at least keep the ball for a long period of time. That was their game plan. Clock management. Handoff will go to Conway. Conway moving it forward for a gain of 4 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 6. Good gain on first down for Conway.
Yeah, that was such for a nice second down, give you a chance to open up the playbook, maybe go back to big tight end Buckland.
Higgins the snap, and this time he'll give it off to Let's Go. Up for 2 yards. Hawkins looking to the sideline to get the play. Clock is not running. Now they'll move it. 3rd and 4. Off to Conway. Conway trying the near side, looking to turn the corner. Pushes it up ahead and blows to a first down, but it looks like he might be just short. Whistles blow. Let's see where they spot the football. And they're going to give him a first down. He gets it to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, nice job by Miles Jack there.
Welcome back, everybody. We apologize. Technical difficulties. We just saw a punt return. Whiting brings the ball down to the 17-yard line. Bellevue's got it back. Here's Wynn running the ball, looking for room, taken down right around the Mercer Island 10-yard line. So, again, welcome back. Jason Schwartz here with Taj Bomar. We see Mercer Island get the ball back, but they quickly have to punt it away. And Peterson's punt looked like we saw a Bellevue defender come in, maybe get a piece of it. And Whiting was able to take the ball off of bounds and a good return down the sideline. Delivered a big hit on the punter, Peterson, who was the last man.
Yeah, either way, I think that was Buda Baker, number 32. He affected that punt. Might have not got a block, but he had a lot of pressure on the punter there, Peterson.
We've seen lots of pressure on Mercer Island punts. Peterson has had a tough go of it. Here's Wynn taking the ball down inside the 5-yard line. Tried to crawl his way to the goal line, but it's going to be 1st and goal from the 3-yard line for Bellevue. They're leading 21-0. There's under 8 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. And the Wolverines coming out here in the second half look to be in control.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens. You're the underdog. You come out with a lot of fight, a lot of intensity, and you're in the game, but slowly but surely, Bellevue just keeps chipping away, and they put you away.
Maggs under center. And they give the ball off. Who's this with the ball? It's Wynn. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, a 3-yard run. His 2nd touchdown of the half.
Yeah, and like I said, Bellevue's done a nice job of altering the points in the different running lanes, the 1-3 or 5-7 hole. A lot, they like to get from the ball in the dive a lot, but they've altered it a little bit, or at least Wynn has altered it and done a nice job bouncing the ball outside and using his speed and getting into the end zone.
By the way, we can tell you, Cole Landis, who was injured in the first half, the linebacker for Bellevue, who's helped off the field. We're seeing him with crunches on the sideline. He's on the training table right now. He is getting his knee wrapped up. There's ice, so he appears to be out for the remainder of the game. We don't know exactly what the injury is, but he does not appear to be ready to come back in. I don't think Bellevue is going to need him. They're up 28-0 now after the extra point, and all 4 of their touchdowns coming on the ground. That was the first touchdown that they got inside the red zone, although the offense didn't drive them into the red zone. It was Whiting who took the punt back and had them starting inside the Mercer Island 20-yard line.
Yeah, you can give the Bellevue defense credit for putting Mercer Island in that position to have to punt the ball. And, hey, you give this offense that puts up 51 points per game inside the 20, hey, I'll roll the dice and say Bellevue will score 9 times out of 10.
I'd like to remind you that PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com, high school sports lives here. Be a full slate of playoff action starting next week here on the WIAA network. Bellevue will certainly play a big factor in those 3A playoffs. This team a favorite to repeat as state champions.
Yeah, they're the number 1 seed going in, and you can have Mount Si as the number 2 seed from the KingCo. And right now, unless some miracle happens for Mercer Island, you have Juanita with that 3rd and final KingCo spot.
Line drive kickoff's going to go out of bounds. So the second time we see Bellevue kick one out of bounds, Mercer Island's going to start with the ball. Some pretty good field position as they will have it at the 35-yard line after the illegal procedure penalty. You look up at 4A, of course, Skyline, the class of 4A, and then you've got Federal Way, the number 2 team right now. And I've had the chance to see Federal Way 3 times this year, and that team, they have got some scary athletes. It's a lot like Bellevue. Here's a handoff to Conway. He's got good yardage, tripped up. He'll go down past the 40, gain of 6 on the play. 2nd and 4 coming up.
Yeah, nice gain there. 6-yard gain. Put yourself in position to extend this drive with a nice, easy 2nd down.
Snap to Higgins. Again to Conway. This time wrapped up in the backfield. Nothing doing. Loses a yard. 2nd now. Make that 3rd down and 5 back at the 40-yard line. 6:53 to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, upended there by the backer, Nick Malagardi there.
And a cold wind blowing hard here right now in the faces of Mercer Island, but it's been mostly dry since the game started. 3rd and 5, Higgins rolling out, option play, flips it to Conway. He moves up, looks like he picked up the 1st down. First time we've seen Mercer Island run the option tonight. Now the ball comes loose at the end, but a whistle will blow it down. And the refs trying to break up the 2 teams here. Some jawing going on back and forth.
Yeah, that's kind of a awkward option run there. Higgins kind of threw it behind. I think who was on that run?
That was Conway.
Conway. He had to kind of make an acrobatic turnaround there and secure the ball and get upfield.
So Mercer Island with a 1st down, 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line, trying to bring it into Bellevue territory. Higgins with Buckland and Conway in the backfield, gives it to Conway, and no, he kept it himself, and he is taken down immediately, and there is a flag on the play. It looked like some extracurricular activities, and I think they're going to flag Mercer Island. The referee keeps looking over at Oric.
Higgins was tackled in the backfield by number 18, Miles.
And I was just thinking, as we see Buckland and Conway in the backfield, we have not seen Risley Lesko for quite some time, and we just got word that Lesko is out. His arm is in a sling as he stands over on the sideline.
Yeah, you hate to see, see a senior on his final high school game, kind of have to sit on the sideline and watch from this point here. And he's a guy, if you're going to make any kind of comeback, you definitely need him on the field.
So this penalty is going to go against Mercer Island. Personal foul penalty on the late hit on Oric. Refs, though, still chatting about it. They have not moved the ball back just yet.
Yeah, it looked like personal foul, some extra pushing and shoving going on there. I think that was between Dakota Jones of Bellevue and for receiver, number 3, Matt Oric, I believe that was.
Yeah, that was Oric right here on the near side, and when the side judge threw the flag, you could see he was right on top of him, looking right at Oric, and Oric kind of threw up his hands as if to say, are you kidding me? Didn't feel that it was a late hit, thought it was a clean block, but seemed to come pretty far away from the ball and well after the play was blown dead.
Yeah, and usually whoever the ref sees last is going to get the penalty against them. And
well, this is going to push the ball way back there, and this is really the first really critical penalty we've seen against Mercer Island tonight. A team that does suffer penalties consistently. That's been a part of their game that they'd like to correct. But again, they've been good as far as turning the ball over, not just tonight, but all season. So finally the ball spotted at the 30, or make that the 25-yard line. And that's going to bring up now a 2nd and 25. I think. No, 2nd and 38. Wow. That's at least what they've got out there on the scoreboard. Some confusion in the backfield as the ball given off. It looked like Higgins took it himself. Came it up for about a gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 33, so they gain 5.
Boy, really put yourself in a tough situation to try to extend this drive and keep it going with such a huge penalty. At this point, you just kind of don't want to turn the ball over. You just want to try to keep moving forward, give your punter a chance to get off a nice kick.
Higgins fakes the snap, keeps it himself. He's running with it. He's got some room. Running past the 35, looking to get to the edge, up to the 40. Slips down out of bounds. And a gain of 7. We'll make that 11 on the play, all the way up to the 40-yard line. That's going to bring up now 4th down and 22.
Yeah, just really didn't give yourself a chance to succeed there with that big, huge penalty. That was kind of a lost drive there once that penalty happened.
Well, it's actually a 4th and 18 now as Peterson comes on to punt. Whiting back to return. Talking earlier about Bellevue and their big win earlier this year against Trinity of Texas. That punt almost blocked. Give Peterson credit for getting it away. There's a flag down deep as Whiting is taken down. Another flag is thrown. Whiting taken down at the 43. Bellevue has kind of earned a reputation for beating very good teams out of state. Remember, all the way back in 2004, Bellevue was the team that beat De La Salle. Great program down in Northern California. And that snapped De La Salle's 151-game winning streak. De La Salle came up here to play Bellevue and lost. And a game that I think De La Salle and their coaching staff might regret scheduling.
Yeah, and I remember when that game was going to happen. I was a sophomore in college. Everybody's like, oh, De La Salle, they're going to shut down this gimmick offense, this wing T. And, hey, Bellevue came out and showed them, hey, people might have that perception that the wing T is a gimmick, pulling guards and left and right, but they run the wing T the best I've seen, in my days of playing ball. And they've been running it ever since then. And, hey, they've beat a lot of good teams with this system. So people know that when you come to play Bellevue, you better bring your lunch pail and come to play.
So we have 2 flags down, and the refs chatting about it. Right now we have not gotten any calls. It's going to be Bellevue football. Again, the flags were thrown back near the returner Whiting. Bellevue, as we talked about earlier this year, beat Trinity of Texas. Trinity came up here, and they played at Seattle Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, and that was really their closest game, Jason, versus Trinity, overtime game. You look at their schedule, they've just destroyed everyone else. So they've even had 3 shutouts during their season so far, 3 in a row to be exact.
Oh, you can look at it right now. You look at the Bellevue schedule. Their last win came against Liberty. They won 49-11. But there was a stretch earlier in the year, and you mentioned the Trinity game. They won it 31-24. Then they beat Sammamish 69-0, Lake Washington 56-0, and Juanita 49-0. That was 3 consecutive games, and they beat Interlake 70-7. And then that highly anticipated game, number 1 versus number 2, Bellevue against Mount Si. They beat Mount Si 49-10. So the penalty goes against Bellevue. That's going to move the ball up, and Mercer Island is going to try and punt this one again. Peterson takes the snap. Blocked. Blocked out of bounds. And Bellevue with a huge block coming on to bring it down. Michael Carlson. We've seen them come so close all game long. Finally, they get it in there. I'm surprised that Mercer Island took that penalty rather than decline it, considering how inconsistent their punting game has been this game.
Right. They've had a tough time. I don't know if it's a scheme to let these Bellevue defenders come off the edge screaming with their hair on fire, but they've gotten pressure a lot. And this time, Bellevue comes up with the jackpot and gets a nice blocked punt there.
So here's Meggs. They have the ball inside the 30-yard line at the 23. Snap. They give it off. That's going to be on the inside. Richmond has a touchdown of 58 yards tonight. Richmond, not much on that play. Gains 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Just over 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, one guy we haven't really seen get the ball, and maybe they're resting him, keeping him safe, is Miles Jack. He's a guy that's very explosive, and you can get him out of the open field. Not too many guys in the state are going to catch him.
Snap, they give it. Who's got it? Where's the football? It's in a pile. Taken down on the play is the runner. We'll see who had the ball.
Jones taking the handoff for Bellevue.
And that was Dakota Jones taking that handoff. That's one of the problems with the wing T. You have so many guys out there in the backfield that can take the handoff. You see them faking it one way, this way, that way, and it ends up being Jones on the play.
Yeah, that's what Mercer Island's head coach Brett Otaga was saying. You got to have your eyes in the right place, because you said they pulled a guard left. You had Meggs out here. I think we had Whiting coming, but they actually gave the ball off to the fullback there, the right side, and we're looking, hey, where's the ball at?
That was his direct quote, Coach Ogata. You have to have your eyes right, is what he told his players. Fake handoff, back to throw, down the field, complete, and down near the goal line. That's Nathan DeRuyter. Pass complete. I think that might be the longest pass play of the game for Bellevue, as we see Meggs throw it downfield. But we've talked about it tonight. Meggs, even though this wing T offense is designed to be a running offense, Meggs can drop back and throw it with the best of them. His completion percentage is very, very high and very good.
Yeah, speaking about that completion percentage, well over 70%. I think it's 73.5 to be exact. And ball was a little bit high there, but Nathan did a nice job of going up and snatching that ball out of the air.
First and goal from the 2-yard line. Meggs takes the snap, gives it to Wynn, and Wynn into the end zone easily untouched for the touchdown. And Wynn with his third straight rushing touchdown. He's got 3 in the quarter, and Bellevue now breaking this one wide open as they try to put through the extra point to make it 35-0.
Yeah, one of the things that helps Wynn out is when he gets behind that big offensive line, he's not even 6 foot at that fullback spot, so he gets low, gets that pad level low, and he gets a nice push from that O-line. He's tough to see in there with those guards pulling and him hitting that hole so quickly. It's tough to stop him.
Bellevue making it 35-0 as the extra point is up and good. And remember, this year, the WIAA has instituted the running clock rule. So at any point in the second half, if Bellevue goes up by 40 or more points, the clock will run, and it will run until pretty much the game is over. They only stop it after scores and for quarter breaks.
Yeah, running clock is nothing new for Bellevue. We mentioned their schedule and playing against Mount Si. There was another game where they had the running clock in effect, and I saw that firsthand, what Bellevue did to the Wildcats up there in Sammamish, and they're right on the verge of getting that going here tonight again. Started slow, but they've picked it up.
It's almost surprising now when you see Bellevue play, and it's almost surprising not to see them have a running clock in the game. You look at these scores, I mean, when they played Sammamish, 69-0, like Washington, Juanita, there were running clocks in all those games for sure. Interlake, too, for 70-7, had to be a running clock. Mount Si, I think we're looking at, ever since week 3, I think they've had running clocks in all of their games.
And the interesting part is you look at some of the guys' stats, individual statistics, and they're still up there really high. Some of the starters don't even play the whole game for Bellevue, so, I mean, they're just blowing teams out of the water, and, just a tough team to stop. And, blowing teams out like this, it really helps you get some of your younger guys in the game and help them build up for the next year.
Again, Lesko hurt. He's on the sideline with his arm in a sling, and deep to take this kick for Mercer Island. Again, is Alfonso Gonzalez. He is a sophomore. Ball falls off the tee. They head back to place it back on the tee. Halverson getting ready to kick this one away. Cutler Halverson, a senior kicker, sends it up. Good kick. Gonzalez will take it and let it bounce into the end zone. Touchback. 2 minutes, 50 seconds to play here in the third quarter, and Bellevue with a 35-0 lead. We look across at the stands here. Again, only one side with bleachers at Mercer Island High School, and the bleachers once full, now appear to be almost half empty. And if the band weren't there, be a big, big difference.
Yeah, the Bellevue team here has really quieted the crowd down and started to have some of the fans move out of the stadium here.
There are 3 sections of bleachers up in the stands, and the Mercer Island band takes up one entire section. Higgins trying to create something, running the football, taken down.
Brian Higgins keeping the ball for the Islanders.
Loss of 3 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 13.
Tackle was made by Takari.
Yeah, and it looks like
there is a player down. Mercer Island has a player down, someone on the offensive line. It's Connor Juno Wild who's down. It looked like he was just about to get up on his own before the trainer came out and says, wait, stay down, let's talk about it and see what's going on.
Yeah, he's considered to be one of their better linemen, along with Alex Emanuels, a guy Emanuels who's signed on, smart kid to go on to play football at Cornell.
Bellevue sideline down, taking a knee as they look at Juno Wild. That's right, you mentioned Alex Emanuel. Emanuel, he wears number 73, and Emanuel's one of the guys who, when we talked with Coach Ogata and we said it's senior night, this is the first time, this is your 4th year here. These guys were freshmen when you first came in. Who are some of the guys who've really been special to work with? And the first one he mentioned was Alex Emanuel, a guy who's really anchored this offensive line, one of the best offensive lines in the state. Good to see Juno Wild up, walking off on his own. And Emanuel's has signed early to go play at Cornell. Guy who's been a hard worker and has meant so much to this program. I know Coach Ogata is going to be sad to see him go. But 23 out of the 23 seniors on this roster, 20 of them have been with the program all 4 years. So 2nd and 13, 2:28 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Higgins looking to take the snap. There's movement on the lines and no flags, and finally a late flag. I'm surprised we didn't see one tossed earlier. Looked like it might be an encroachment on the defense. Let's take a look.
Yeah, they had a couple Bellevue defenders jumping back and forth. Not sure if Higgins was giving a hard count or if Bellevue was just trying to be aggressive and jump the snap.
So they move the ball forward 5 yards on the encroachment. 2nd and 8 from the 17. One of Bellevue's few penalties in the game. Higgins out of the shotgun. They're going to look at the sideline now to change the play. Clock down to 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Higgins takes it, back to throw, screen pass to Conway, and he's hit and knocked out of bounds. And not much doing there on 2nd and 8. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, that's an interesting play considering you're throwing that swing route into the boundary. You don't give the running back, Devlin Conway, a chance to really make a play, even if he does catch it, being restricted on the short side of the field. I would have rather seen them run that play to the wide side of the field.
We have seen Mercer Island's offense most successful when throwing the ball over the middle of the field.
Yeah, and Buckland, he's been quiet the 2nd half.
Snap back to Higgins, rolling, throws, complete, inside the 30, and doesn't seem as though they're going to have enough here. Pass complete to Stephen Petrie.
Yeah, we haven't really seen Higgins have a chance to get the ball down the field and create some big plays for the Mercer Island offense. They've all been short hitch routes, going at the max, 10 to 12 yards, but not enough big plays for this Mercer Island offense to compete with Bellevue so far.
Petrie, another senior. Here's the snap, punt off, and Peterson able to get this one away. It's going to bounce out of bounds at the 48-yard line of Mercer Island. So Bellevue's going to start on the Mercer Island side of the 50-yard line with 1 minute, 8 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And again, if Bellevue scores here, we're going to see the running clock come into effect.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of pride and determination Mercer Island has here on senior night.
And I really think they showed it in that first half. I think Mercer Island, no matter what ends up happening tonight as far as the score is concerned, just from that first half alone, can leave here holding their heads up high. A team decimated by injuries. You mentioned the depth earlier. The depth is not there for them. Some guys playing out here without backups, and this Bellevue team is as good as it gets. And now we're seeing in the second half, Bellevue start to run away with it. Is a handoff going up the middle. Wynn takes it. Good gain to the 42-yard line. Gain of 6. 2nd and 4. Clock running now, under a minute to play in the third quarter.
And Wynn he just hits that hole so quick. Tough to get a beat on him.
Clock just after 9 o'clock now. Is the game just about 2 hours old. Bags the snap. And again, off to Wynn. And Wynn stopped shy of a first down. Gets it to the 40-yard line. Gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 2. And that will probably bring us to the end of the third quarter here. Clock running with 10 seconds left. Bellevue would have to get a play off pretty quick, and I don't think they're going to do it. So we have reached the end of 3 quarters here in Mercer Island, and Bellevue with 3 rushing touchdowns, courtesy of their hard-nosed running back, Wynn, have a 35-0 lead. Wynn, a 36-yard run, a 3-yard run, and a 2-yard run in the third quarter, and Bellevue leading 35-0 as we step aside here in Mercer Island. You're watching Friday Night Football on the WIAA network by PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you in one shot.
Welcome back to Mercer Island. Taj Bomar, Jason Schwartz here on the WIAA network. 35-0 Bellevue, the lead as we begin the fourth quarter. Final regular season game for both teams. One headed to the playoffs, that's Bellevue. One looking to win another state championship. It would be their 10th in the last 12 seasons. While Mercer Island looking like they will miss the playoffs this year. Meggs takes the snap. They give it off to Wynn. He's tripped up, but looks like he got enough of the first down. It was 3rd and 2, and that will be first down Bellevue as they look to drive the ball down the field and try to get into the end zone to bring the running clock into effect.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll start seeing Bellevue maybe rotate in some younger guys here and keep their starters fresh for their playoff run.
Well, we'll see that, especially once the running clock comes into play. I mean, once you hit the running clock, and of course you're up by 40, so you're pretty much going to win anyway. But the running clock, it's good for the safety of the players. But as far as the epic comebacks are concerned, it's never going to happen. You just don't have the chance to do it when the clock continues to run.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not a bad, that doesn't make it a bad rule. It's a great rule. Once you're down 40 in the second half, it's pretty much over. But you just never know when you have that chance to have the clock stop. Meggs again to Wynn. And Wynn moving the pile forward. Gets it up to the 35, maybe a yard past the 35. It's a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 coming up now.
Yeah, if I had a chance to watch every Bellevue game, I would love to get the percentage on how many times, or what's the percentage they run that dive play to win. I mean, that's a staple of what they do in this Bellevue offense. And if you can't stop it, they're not going to stop running it. And that play's been very effective, just handing it off to Wynn. And he's been taking it for big, huge gains all night.
Well, we see another player come into action here as that handoff on the same play goes to number 40. We don't have a 40 on the roster.
A young guy there. Bellevue's bringing out guys from the woodworks here. We don't even have him on the roster here, Jason.
It looks like, Bellevue's roster is a pretty big one. It looks like there's every number on there that's taken, but 40 on the field, not on the roster. Here's 40 again, past the 25 and taken down. Well, whoever 40 is, big kid, looks like a pretty good runner.
Right,
running downhill on these first 2 runs, and that's going to give Bellevue another first down. Well, forget the running clock. Bellevue just moving the ball on the ground, so they keep the clock running as they pick up yet another first down. Clock about to run under 10 minutes to go here in the game. Meggs takes the snap again to 40. 40 moving it past the 20-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, so far, we have to keep saying it. We'd like to give number 40 some credit for the nice runs he had. We'll try to get the name at some point here and update you on who that is for Bellevue. But he's done a nice job coming in. 3 carries on this drive.
So 2nd down, and they only give him 4 on that play. 2nd down and 6. Meggs takes it. Gives it off this time, Richmond. Trying the left side. Hit, taken down just outside of the 10-yard line. And that's going to be plenty for a first down. 1st and 10. Bellevue continues to move it. Up 35-0 here. 9 minutes, 8 seconds to play. And there might be an injured Mercer Island player. Yep, someone is down. I haven't been able to see a number just yet.
Yeah, sometimes in these games like this that start to get out of hand, late in October, cold weather, sometimes you take a hit and, get you the wrong way. It looks like that's 28, I believe it is, for Mercer Island.
Stephen Petrie, 2-way player, wide receiver and defensive back, but he's walking off the field on his own. So having seen Bellevue a couple times this season, you saw them against Mount Si. That's the number 2 team right now in 3A. Who can beat this team as they head into the playoffs?
Well, it's interesting. You look at the rankings and you look at the possible projection for who Bellevue's going to play in the playoffs, and I actually counted up how many top 10 teams are in their bracket or their region, and I'm looking at 1, 2, 3. You got Marysville in there. You got Ferndale and Glacier Peak, but I've seen this Bellevue team play, quite a few times, and it's hard-pressed to try to say, hey, this team's going to beat them. They're very well-disciplined, plenty of talent, and they have the lineage and dynasty in the state going for the 3A level.
Here's 40 again, and the ball comes loose. A fumble. And who's got it? Bellevue, I think, might have just coughed it up again. Mercer Island says they have the football. Nope. Bellevue got it back. Mercer Island seemed very adamant that they had the ball back, and for Bellevue, they looked like they were coming away from the pile with their heads down. So I thought it might have been a 3rd fumble recovered by Mercer Island instead. Bellevue's got it. It is 2nd and 5. 8 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the game, and they're that much closer to a touchdown. On the 8-yard line. They give it off, and that's Jakari Singh. First time we've called his name as he carries the ball forward. Singh gains a yard. So clock now under 8 minutes to play. 3rd down and 6 from, I guess they say lost a yard. 3rd down and 6 from the 9-yard line. 35-0 Bellevue. Big 3rd down play as Mercer Island looks to keep him out of the end zone. And they give it to Singh again. Singh gets it inside the 5. Does he have enough for the first down? That's the question. Where do they spot the football? He's very close to a first down. He needed 6 yards.
Yeah, Mercer Island, put up a fight, not trying to give up the easy 6 points to Bellevue. Obviously, Bellevue's been rotating in some guys in the backfield, giving the ball to different carriers here, but Mercer Island trying to put up a fight and hold on here.
So he's 1 yard shy, and this is going to be 4th and 1. Bellevue's going for it. Maggs under center. And flags on the play, and Mercer Island is going to get called for an encroachment, and that is going to give Bellevue the first down. And on that penalty, it's Alex Himstead. Himstead, the senior offensive and defensive lineman, he knew it immediately, put his head to the ground, and he knows he just cost his team a chance at a big stop inside the 5-yard line. So now it's 1st and goal from the 2. Maggs gives the ball to Singh. He goes up the middle with it. He's very close. They say fumble again, or at least that's what it looks like the Mercer Island players are saying. Well, no fumble, but no touchdown either. Singh gets it to the 1. They stop him right near the goal line.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Mercer Island's going to strip that ball every play to try to get it back and possibly get this big donut off the scoreboard here at home on senior night.
Clock running now, 6:08 to play. Under 6 minutes. 2nd and goal from inside the 1. And flags. Whistles as well. Clock will stop.
False start. Starts the Wolverines.
Trying to figure out who number 40 is. One more time. Mustafa Branch, it appears, is wearing number 40. Thank you very much to Nyanza Uzinguchi on the sideline. So here's a run now, and it's going to be Branch who takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. Mustafa Branch, touchdown, Bellevue, and that puts them over the 40-point mark. It's 41-0. So Mustafa Branch, he's on there. What number is he listed as usually?
Yeah, looks, at least on the roster has him as 18, but maybe one of the reasons he actually had to put a 40 jersey on was because I think there may be another player on offense with the number 18, so they had to put him into the number 40 jersey. But I'm glad we're able to get a clarification to give him some credit on his touchdown run and the runs he had for Mustafa there.
Mustafa Branch with the touchdown run and extra point up and good. Now after this kickoff up and coming, we are going to see the running clock come into effect. That run, a 1-yard touchdown run. So the first 3 touchdown runs for Bellevue were all of 30 yards or more. They had 36, 58, and 89. The last 3 runs into the end zone, Win a 3-yard run, Win a 2-yard run, and Branch here the 1-yard run. And it is 42-0 Bellevue as they have taken control of this game in the second half, outscoring Mercer Island 28-0 here in the second half, and they will get ready to kick the ball away. Hey fans, do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play on Sports school broadcast program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Yeah, I mean, I think we both kind of felt Mercer Island was playing tough, hard-nosed defense, trying to keep the team in the game. But I think we also knew when they come into the second half that, hey, they got to make something happen offensively to give themselves a shot at upsetting number 1 Bellevue here, but just hasn't come to fruition here tonight, Jason.
No, it certainly has not, as we feel maybe a little bit of rain coming down, maybe not. Felt a couple of drops there for a second. The weather has cooperated nicely. I think a lot of people were prepared for a sloppy night and a tough, hard rain tonight, but actually, other than the consistent mist we saw before the game, we've really only seen it once during the game. Other than that, it's just been cold out here. Here's the kickoff. Gonzalez deep to return, takes the kick from the 3-yard line. He's running it out. Nice move as he gets past the 15, dropped there at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, number 14, Jack Michael, had a chance for a nice open field tackle on the kickoff. Get on the big hit highlight reel, but just missed Gonzalez there.
50 degrees is the reported temperature right now, and in Mercer Island. Feels a little bit colder than that.
Yeah, it's chilly out here, getting towards late October, getting close to Halloween. But like I said, for October, this is pretty good weather if you're coming from Southern California, coming up to the Great Northwest here.
We're going to see Alec Bean, senior backup quarterback, come into the game now to run this next play. And it's a running play to Conway, who takes it up and is dropped just beyond the line of scrimmage. A gain of 1. It'll bring up 2nd and 9. And the clock runs now below 5 minutes to play. So Bellevue, with the win tonight, is going to go to 9-0. Another undefeated season for Coach Goncharoff and his Wolverines. Bean gives it off to Conway. Conway with some room on the far side. Going to be tripped and taken down at the 20. Gain of 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Yeah, good tackle by 14. Jack Michael there coming up from his safety spot.
By the way, this game is going to be over before you know it. Again, the running clock in effect, so now it's at 4:30. It's not going to stop. Bean will look to the sideline for a new play. 4 wide receivers. Conway in the backfield. Bean to throw. Looking down the field. Throws over the middle. Complete to Buckland. And that throw, that play over the middle to Buckland has been so good for Mercer Island in this game. It's almost a shame that we haven't seen it more.
Yeah, I don't think Buckland has dropped a pass when it's hit his hand. So when he's been throwing the ball and it's in his vicinity, he's had sticky hands and he's caught the ball all night. And they kind of went away from that in the second half. Not sure what was going on, if Higgins wasn't seeing him or what was going on. But just haven't gotten Buckland the ball here in the second half.
Alec Bean, the backup quarterback. We mentioned all the injuries this year. Well, Bean had to start a game earlier this year. He led Mercer Island to a win, threw the ball very well. 1st and 10, he's back to throw. Rolls, throws complete to the 50-yard line, and across the 50-yard line, pass completed to Stephen Petrie.
Complete, number 28, Stephen Petrie.
That's a nice-looking pass there to Petrie. Bean rolling out to the near side, throws on the run. Good strike.
Yeah, and good read. You know, in the situation, you might want to force the ball down the field, but did a nice job of looking at his number 1, number 2, came back to a short hitch route there and picked up 9 yards.
Bellevue with a lot of their second-string defenders onto the field. Here's Bean to throw again. Throws low to Orrick, who's able to dive down and make the catch at the 45-yard line. Again, Bean throwing on the run, but he had time there to set his feet and make a good throw.
Yeah, I think if he would have actually set his feet rather than throwing the run there, he could have gave Orrick a chance to catch the ball and maybe get some yaks, some yards after catch there if that was a little bit better throw.
The almighty yak. 2nd down. Bean to run it himself. Past the 40 to the 35, and he is dropped at that 35-yard line. Nice looking run there for Alec Bean. I think the Mercer Island team, Coach Ogata, had a nice problem on his hands this year, having 2 very capable quarterbacks.
Right, yeah, you know, both quarterbacks very serviceable. Just needed them to step in and fill in.
Bean back to throw. He's going to toss a little screen pass to Conway. Good block ahead of him as he gets it across the 30, taken down at the 27-yard line. 1st down, Mercer Island. And again, this running clock now is their worst enemy as they try to at least get on the board. They've got to move here. 1:47 to play. What happens with the running clock if a team calls a timeout?
You know, I think the clock will stop if Mercer Island were to call a timeout, but in this case, I don't even know if Mercer Island would even do that in this case.
Well, they definitely want to get on the board here as Bean rolls out, throws, and it's almost intercepted by Branch. Mustafa Branch on the defensive end, diving down, almost had it, but the ball hits the ground. Would have been an impressive pick.
Yeah, Mustafa Branch, he's only a sophomore, so he's trying to do an audition for next year to possibly fill in for one of these seniors that are going to be leaving here at Bellevue.
Clock still running. 1 minute, 5 seconds remaining. It's 2nd and 10 from the Bellevue 27-yard line. Stay tuned following the game for the post-game show. We're going to have an interview with our player of the game. And Taj, I think it's pretty clear who the player of the game is tonight. Bean back to throw. Looking downfield, throws that pass, a wobbly one, and it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone by Jack Michael, a sophomore defensive back, and Bellevue's going to have it at the 20, and the clock has stopped for some reason. I don't know that it's supposed to stop there, but it has stopped at 39.7 seconds, and this will give us a good chance to announce our player of the game. And Taj, the honors are yours.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he's kind of a quiet, unsung hero for this Bellevue team. But number 20, John Wynn, 3 touchdowns tonight, I believe, Jason. So he gets it done at a high level, but he gets it done quietly, and he's our player of the game for tonight.
Wynn, 3 touchdown runs, all in the third quarter, 36-yarder, 3-yarder, and a 2-yarder. He accounts for half of Bellevue's scoring tonight. And now Bellevue's just going to take a knee. Meggs drops one knee down. Clock will run. 30 seconds remaining. I think Bellevue's going to have to take one more knee. And they line up to do so. Bellevue is going to finish the regular season undefeated at 9-0. For Mercer Island, it was a great, hard-fought first half, but Bellevue's talent and depth just too much for this team that has been decimated by injuries this season. And that is that. So, a tough way for Mercer Island seniors to go out, losing to their rival Bellevue 42-0. But Bellevue moving on with a full head of steam into the Washington State playoffs. And no doubt about it, the favorites to repeat again as the state champs in 3A.
Right, and they're going to be the number 1 seed, come out of the KingCo. If everything works out with the rest of the games that are playing tonight around the state, they have a possible matchup with Lincoln. And actually, Jason Jinks from Seattle Times did a good job trying to project out the bracket. So they have a possible matchup with Lincoln if everything works out the way it's supposed to. So they have some tough teams in their bracket there in the 3A level, Bellevue. But from what I've seen this year, it's going to be tough for anybody to slow these guys down.
The two teams shaking hands. Bellevue coming away with a 42-0 win. And let's step aside briefly here as we get things set up. We'll come back to wrap things up with a post-game show. And our player of the game, John Wynn, is going to join us. Final for Mercer Island, Bellevue 42, Mercer Island 0. You're watching Friday Night Football on the WIAA Network, brought to you by PlayOnSports.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back, everybody, to Mercer Island. Jason Schwartz, Taj Bomar here with you as we get ready to wrap things up here. The Bellevue Wolverines beating the Mercer Island Islanders 42-0. And now we're going to be joined by our player of the game, John Wynn. John, can you hear me down there?
Can you hear him? No, I cannot hear him. It's like a little, I can hear like fuzzy sounds.
Some technical difficulties as we try to get John set up and ready to go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me from up here? If I kneel down like this?
Can you hear this?
I can hear that, yeah. All right. Well, we try to bring John Wynn on here, unable to do so. So we'll just have to wrap it up as Mercer Island's band comes through. And Taj, welcome back. We'll wrap this one up pretty quickly here. Saw a tough first half. Mercer Island stayed in the game. The score at the end of halftime, or at halftime, was 14-0. The touchdowns, Baker, an 89-yard run for Bellevue to get on the board 7-0. Richmond, a 58-yard run, made it 14-0. That was the score at halftime. Then Wynn, a 36-yard run to make it 21-0 in the third quarter. A 3-yard run made it 28-0. A 2-yard run for Wynn, 35-0. And then Mustafa Branch, the 1-yard touchdown run, sealed the deal, 42-0. Bellevue gets the win. They finish the regular season undefeated, 9-0, while Mercer Island falls to 5-4, 4-3 in conference. So at least for Mercer Island, they come away with a winning record here this year.
Yeah, and like you said, we spoke to Coach Otaga of Mercer Island, and you got to give them credit. They put up a fight this season in trying to make a surge despite all the injuries, but just too many really hurt and decimated this team, and you can really see that. They lost one of their better guys tonight in Lesko, number 6 for Mercer Island. So just a really tough season, and really hampers you as a coaching staff when you have so many guys out.
Big night for the seniors. For Mercer Island, the final time they'll play on this field, and for the band too, the final time their band members will be on here for a football game as they walk underneath us tonight. For Bellevue, their seniors get to play on. They go into the 3A playoffs now as the heavy favorites to win another state title. It would be their 10th in the last 12 seasons. That's going to do it for us here from Mercer Island. We want to thank you so much for joining us here tonight. For our producers, Brian Hayes and Rylan Spencer, our cameraman, Martin Stows, and Taj Bomar, I'm Jason Schwartz. For everyone at the WIAA Network, thanks so much for joining us. Bellevue 42, Mercer Island 0 is our final score tonight. You've been watching Friday Night Football on the WIAA Network, brought to you by PlayOnSports.com. Good night, everybody.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.